So, hi there everybody. I believe we are live. I'm sorry it took me a second or two to get ready. So, here we are. Next stream will be on Thursday, which will be the 11th of July. That'll be 3:30 in the afternoon UK time. And is this working? I'm a little bit worried this is not working. Okay, yes it is. Okay, that's fine. So, hello to Oksana, hi to Ronan, hi to Nad, hi to Vitali, hi to Julia, and hi to Ronan, and hi to Sergey, and hi to Nariman, and who else? To Vitali, to Patricia, to Manisco, well, to all of you, and to URR as well. So let's continue. This was this article. Hey, we've begun from the beginning. So we were doing this article about analog technology and how there are some people that really like analog technology because it's imperfect, and how analog technology is actually having a comeback. Okay, so over the decade or so of our research, explanations for the analog revival have relocated, carried, conveyed, shifted from nostalgia to the desire for something physical in a digital age, to the sense that analog technology is creatively preferable. Good morning, Sveta. So, shifted for Vitali and Oksana, shifted for Julia and Sergey, shifted for Nad and Renyard, shifted for Manisco as well. Okay, that's good. Have moved on. Shifted from Manisco, yes, have moved on, have changed from, to shift, to change from one place to another. To relocate is to move your business or move your house. Carry, you pick something up and carry it from A to B. To convey, somebody can take something from somewhere else, but have shifted, to shift. Yeah, things have shifted, things have moved, things have changed position. The idea that working within limits and needing to conquer, defeat, overwhelm, overcome them is beneficial to art creation and is now accepted by many within the creative sector. So working within limits and needing to conquer them, to defeat them, to overwhelm them, to overcome them is beneficial to creation. So we've got overcome for Oksana, we've got overcome for Nad, we've got overcome for Sveta and for Vitali. That looks pretty good to me. Overcome for Sergey and Julia. Them are the limits. Renyard. So you've got to work within limits, and the idea to break through them, to overcome these limits, is beneficial to art creation because you understand more about how the thing is made to get the better of them. Conquer would be people, and I think that really, Renyard, your question is the point, because you conquer a person, you conquer a limit. No, you might conquer a difficulty. To defeat a person, yes. To overwhelm is too much, but it is too strong. To overcome a difficulty. very definitely. And so, is digital technology de-skilling consumers? Whoops, this is just too much. Conquer a difficulty. Okay, I'm glad you like that, Renyard. And cut and paste. Okay, so is digital technology de-skilling consumers, leading to a sense of alienation? And is this overcome by using more difficult analog devices? This is the solution, finale, conclusion, belief we have come to. Okay, so here we have conclusion for Vitali, conclusion for Oksana and Sergey, conclusion for Nad and Renyard and Sveta. Hi there, Nina. Conclusion for Sveta as well. Conclusion for Julia. Okay, so yes, this is the conclusion. So they're analysing the situation, the conclusion that they've come to. Yes, Manisko, well done. I would say this is the solution we have come up with. I love it, Vitali. Roses are red, violets are blue. Alex is in love with Susie anew. Okay, so this is, you come to a conclusion. Yeah, this is the belief that we have. This is the conclusion that we have, that people are going back to analog devices because they've been all of the skill has been taken out of doing things with digital technology. So, and continue. Becomes too easy, and therefore it becomes boring, is what they're saying. Here we go. Certain types of serious leisure certain types of serious leisure, including sports and creative activities, provide us with intrinsic joy, even if they are frustrating to undertake, to devote, to perform, to engage in, until skills are developed. Okay, an analog device is mechanical, Nina. So, for example, a clock that you wind up, that's analog. A camera with a physical piece of film in is analog, as opposed to a clock which you put a battery in and there's a program and it shows you the time, or a camera where there is no film. The picture is just a set of numbers which you put into a computer. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Engage in. Yes. Engage for Vitali and Julia. Engage for Oksana, Sergey, and Sveta says engage in. Engage for Nina and Elena and Renyard. Undertake without in, exactly. Engage in. That's it. Yeah, you could, let's see, if you don't need to learn English, I think you could say my lessons are serious leisure. If your boss says you've got to learn English by the end of next month or you're sacked, then no. But yes, Nad, very definitely. Hi to Lionheart. Good to see you. Good to see you. So to engage in, definitely, because of that in. Frustrating to devote your time to perform, no. Okay, to engage in. Using analog technology is another way consumers can provide, cater, treat, feed this desire to reskill. Using analog technology is another way consumers can provide, cater, treat, feed this desire to reskill. So here we go. So let's see. Oksana says feed. Elena says feed or cater to. Sveta says feed. Vitali says provide. I would say provide for. Provide this desire to reskill. I think provide might actually work, Vitali. I think I prefer feed, but I think it would work, Vitali. To feed this desire for Renyard and Nad and Julia and Sergei and Nina. To satisfy this desire, yes. Okay, so... Okay, this is Alexander. To cater to. Yeah, I missed another one. It happens from time to time. Can provide this desire. It probably works. Treat this desire. But notice to treat is to do something nice for someone. So, I don't know, you treat a friend to a meal. You, in this case, to treat a desire, you treat the children to ice cream. To treat somebody to somebody, and that's why not, Nad. But you're feeding this desire, you're giving it food. Cater for, yes, cater for, definitely. Okay, because you are creating, Oksana, you are creating this desire. Yeah, I understand. I actually understand, Oksana. I think I'm looking to provide. Yes, Oksana, you're providing a way to satisfy. You're providing because you're not providing the desire, you're providing a way to feed it. You're providing a method of satisfying it. Okay, let's try the next one. So, in a sense, while analog users feel they have greater control over their creativity, this occurs through surrendering to the demands of one's appliance, device, tool, or gadget. Sergei goes for device. So does Vitali. So does Julia. So does Renyard. Okay, let's see. An appliance is normally something for your house, like a washing machine, or a fridge, or a microwave. We've got device for Julia, Renyard, and Believe and Manisco. A tool is normally something like a hammer. Analogue is not a gadget, no. A gadget is some little machine that does something. I think, let's see, I think tool might work, but device is much better, because the device that you're using, yeah, I think generally a tool is something that is much simpler. And I guess you could call a camera a tool, but I'm much happier to call it a device. Yeah. Okay, a device, something that does things. Hi Shrijan, lovely to see you. Shrijan. I always get it wrong, Shrijan. Okay, and this runs, and treated him with great respect. Yes, Julia. This runs versus against a verse contrary to the promise of most consumer-driven innovation, functional superiority, and increased ease of use. Okay, so this one looks... Hi, Hubby, lovely to see you. Okay, so we got contrary from Vitali and Oksana, contrary from Lionheart and Sergey, contrary to for Nina, contrary for Hubby and Elena and Manisko, contrary for Julia. But notice now, against 2. This runs against without the 2. Yes, Sveta, contrary to. Against the promise, yes. Okay, I wondered what had happened to you, Pete. I'm glad you're back. Contrary to for Renyard. This runs contrary to. Lovely to have you back, Patricia. Okay, it runs contrary to. Very different. To be averse to, not to like. Runs against the promise. Versus, no. Contrary to. So it runs contrary to. Runs in the opposite direction too. Okay, in Malcolm Gladwell's best-selling debut book, The Tipping Point, consumers who embrace new technology are seen as the innovators, while the slowest to adopt are the slackers, slugs, snails, laggards, often because of a lack of means to afford the latest invention. Hi, Patel. Yeah, to be averse to not to be willing to do something. Yes, Patel, definitely. So Nad wonders about slackers. Slackers for Julia, slackers for Nina. Contrary to for Patricia, yes. Sergey goes for laggards. Renyard goes for slackers. Oksana goes for snail and laggards. Elena goes for laggards. Alexander goes for slugs. Laggard for Patel. Slackers for Manisko. Okay, let's look at some of these. Are the snails. I don't think I would call them snails, although you do have this phrase, at a snail's pace. Yeah, and a slug is a bit of an insult. Yeah, I guess snails might work. Yeah, a slug is too insulting. A slacker is somebody who doesn't work. Appliance, Patricia. All of these mean to be slow. No, not really, Patel. Okay, so a slug is a snail without a shell. Yeah, there are two animals. One is your snail with its shell, and the other is a slug without a shell. Innovators, slackers. A slacker is somebody who is lazy. Yeah. So, for example, stop slacking and put some hard work into it. Water is wet, gum is sticky. Alex picked up a bird that's called Nicky. So to slack is to do less than you might, to avoid doing work. Okay, yes, because yes, Oksana, because it's tracking when people are not working, when they're slack. Feed, definitely, Patricia. Okay, so laggards, definitely, it's laggards. Because to lag, to be slower than, to be behind. Yes, I'm always worried about lag with my with the computer. Tutelage, teaching, yeah, guardianship, tutelage, the teaching of, the guardianship of Patel. Okay, and a laggard, to lag. That's the important word, is to lag. Okay, but the analog anti-tech revival can also be seen as a new form of position, reputation, class, status, consumption, given the costs associated with use, repair, chance of failure, time to learn, and the physical space necessary for storage. Okay, but the analog anti-tech revival can also be seen as a new form of position, reputation, class, status, consumption, given the costs associated with use, repair, etc. Okay, your phone's giving you problems again. I'm sorry, Patricia. So Oksana says class. Julia says class and then takes it out. Status says Sergey. Status. I'm sorry, there should be a comma there. These should be different. Consumption for Hadi, consumption for Elena. Consumption for Elena and Nina. Reputation for Nad. Status for Patel. Status for Julia. Consumption for Manisko. Consumption for Julia. Okay, so a form of position, no. A form of reputation. So Oksana's going to go for status. Laggards for Patricia, definitely. Okay, a new form of consumption. I guess it is a new form of consumption. The one they've used originally is status. Because look, they're saying it's expensive. There's lots of expensive. It's a new form of status, as in I'm higher status than you because I can afford to use analog technology. I don't have to use the digital technology that's cheap. And I think that's the idea. A form of position, form of reputation, form of status. It's talking about status. Yes, Lionheart, status. Okay, let's go for the next one. The analog revival is forced, conducted, herded, piloted, driven by people wanting to be active rather than passive consumers. Yeah, this is saying that the analog revival is because people want to be part of what they're doing. So, driven for Sergei, Nina, for Oksana, for Renyard, for Nad. Driven for Habi and Vitali, driven for Julia. A laggard in love. Yes, you can say a laggard in love, Patricia. Yeah, a laggard in asking his girlfriend to marry him, for example. Driven, but for Elena. Driven for Manisko. Driven by for Sveta. Good afternoon, Firdaz. Great to see you. It's been a while. Okay, so is forced by? No. Is conducted. Is conducted by, but the conductor doesn't drive. The conductor collects the tickets. Is herded. Maybe you're herded by a sheepdog. Is propelled. Good word, Wolfman. Is driven for Firdavs. Driven for Lionheart. Piloted. No, it's propelled, it's driven, it's pushed forward, it's driven by people wanting to be active rather than passive consumers. Aye. Mm. Aye. Okay. Is driven. Sorry about that. And the more they engage, in the work required by analog technologies, the more control they gain in formatting, composing, regulating, shaping their desired experience. So it was status, Patricia, for that one. Okay, we're back. Yeah, we're back on track. Regulating. Regulating is interesting. Okay, so we've got shaping for Nina and Vitali and Oksana, shaping for Sveta and Elena and Sergei and Renyard and Julia. Patel and Nad go for regulating, shaping for Nad and Hadi, shaping for Lionheart, regulating for Firdavs, shaping for Manisko, manifesting. Not quite. Yes, I'm getting your answers, Patricia, very definitely. You see, I think shaping is they're forming it. They're forming the shape of it. I think regulating is more how fast it comes. And I think shaping is certainly better than regulating, although regulating the speed of it, regulating certain things. I think shaping is more creative. Regulating, you have much less control. You've just got maybe a speed button or something like in managing. You see, okay, I think managing is between regulating and shaping. Regulating, handling. In shaping, forming, creating. Yeah, and that's the idea of shaping. Is making it from how they want it. Okay, and they go on with more. If it's related to money, it's status. Yes, Patricia. Exactly. That's the point with it. If it's related to money, it's status. First, by learning the rules, then in their skilled application, and then ultimately in breaking the rules, generating happy accidents to be shared with like, considered, sensed, resolved, minded others. Yes, I've seen the poetry bug that bit V. Very definitely. Okay, so like-minded for Vitali. Fleshing out their experiences. Okay, yes, I think fleshing out would work, Elena. Like-minded for Firdavs. Like-minded for Sergei and Oksana. Like-minded for Julia and Na. Like-minded for Nina. Like-minded for Renyard and Elena. Like-minded for Sveta and Lionheart. Okay, yes, it was driven by. Yes, Patricia. forming their experience. Yes, that's the point with it, Nina, with that previous one, forming their experience. Okay, like considered, so other people think that they're the same. Like sense, no. Like resolved. I think if you're like resolved, you've decided to do the same thing. Huh. Lizzie's fine. Leffy, I don't know. He was here maybe a month ago, something like that. Like-minded. You think alike. You think in the same way. Obstreperous is somebody who is obstructing, is difficult. Vociferous means they shout loudly, they complain a lot, they say a lot. But maybe they're not being obstreperous. Okay, Rob is the founder of a website originally devoted to the Human League. Being Boiled is one of my favourite songs, which eventually became a platform for electronic music, and for a brief time a record label, brand, badge, logo. Yeah. Thank you, P. So label, record label, record. So we got label for Sergey, label for Vitali, label for Nina, label for Firdavs, label for Oksana, a record label for Renyard, record label for Julia, record label for Nad and for Habi. Very good indeed. It's a record label. As in EMI is a record label. Yeah, it's not a brand. It's a record label. They use shaping. That's it, Patricia. Okay, a record label, not a badge, not a logo. So yeah, a record label. That's the collocation, is a record label. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. Let's see. Human League. Yeah. Consternation. You're surprised and you don't really know what to do. So, being boiled by the Human League. It's a song I really like. Okay, so thank you all for coming. I need to put this here. And let's see, that's my pleasure. My pleasure, Nad. Thank you, Julia. So, next stream. It's a pleasure having you, Julia. Thank you for coming, Manisco. Next stream is on Thursday, which is the 11th of July at 3:30 p.m. UK time. Another channel soliciting you. So thank you all. It's been great having you. Tetsuo, it's Manu, great to have you. So let's see. Thank you to Elena and Lionheart and Hadi. Thank you to Julia and Manisco and Manu. Thank you to Nada and Nina and Oksana and Patel. Thank you to Patricia and Renyard and Sveta. And thank you to Vitali and Sergey and Firdavs. It's been lovely having you all. So great to see you all. Take care and bye for now.